What's going on, guys? Jim like Halo here, and today we are finally talking about Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth that I promised to make a video on like 2 years ago at this point. One thing I just want to say, like the OG remake cover is great, but this cover is so cool. You got Cloud, Zack, and Sephiroth all in the middle, and this game has a lot of Zack sections, and Zack is the character from Crisis Core, which is the first Final Fantasy game I ever played, actually, believe it or not, so it's perfect. So of course I was going to be really excited when this game was coming out, and I have yet to replay this. I will probably this month that I'm recording this video, but what I love about PS5 games specifically, Square Enix does a really good job of actually preserving the games on the disc. So as you can see on the back cover, it says 2 disc, and it was like, oh, why is it 2 disc? Because holy frick, it's 160 gigabytes. Can confirm it is that but big on the hard drive. So you have your play disc and parts. So 100 gigabytes is on like one of them, and 50 something gigabytes is on the other one, and that's how you download the game. So I think most of the data is on here, the data disc, and then the second is on here. What's really cool though is if you look at the disc art, you have Cloud jumping to attack Sephiroth on the other disc. So that's awesome. We got a bunch of random merchandising stuff. I forgot about the mobile game that came out. I kind of got tired of it, but it was kind of cool. It came with this. So if you're wondering where FF7 stickers came from, it was actually this. I think it was the Amazon pre-order bonus, but I have the FF7 stickers on there. They're kind of wearing off kind of badly, but they looked cool, so I just put them on. And then the reverse cover art is actually based on the original game cover, but it has Rebirth on there instead of remake. It's all black, and it's got the same back cover, but I really like this front cover. So that's all for the physical stuff. Let's get into the game. Okay, so here we are in the game. The main menu doesn't look that different from OG remake. Can I just I don't think I want to do that. So basically how this works as a sequel to the original game. Not game. Okay, well, actually, yes. So, original Final Fantasy VII. In that game, it's a full game. Every section of the game is like 5 hours, so each disc is like part 1, part 2, part 3, which is what these remakes are. So it's like 15 hours total. So each game of these is like 15 or 20 or more hours, so they really extend and add a lot. Now you can argue the quality of these things, whether they're good or not. I think overall it's good. It's obvious that there's filler and stuff like that, but as long as it's fun, at least the game overall is fun for me. And the incorporations of Zack, because Crisis Core, was made before these remakes, that wasn't the case with the original Final Fantasy VII. It is very interesting, and we have yet to see where it goes yet, fully, in part 3, which should hopefully get revealed soon at the time of this video, and hopefully come out in 2027. But overall the story is very interesting in what they're doing, and obviously they're changing stuff, and obviously it's controversial and whatever. But if Zack gets to stay alive this time around, that would just be the greatest, and I wouldn't even care about anything they did at that point. This is my favorite part of the game. You have to play as them at the beginning and the end of the game, and it's just great. It doesn't play exactly how it does in Crisis Core. It's a lot more smoother because that game was a PSP game originally, so it's a lot clunkier in comparison. But yeah, Rebirth is a good looking game overall, just like Remake. It is larger in scale, so things are a little more muddier when you're in the open zone, open world areas and stuff like that. But I actually think, like I said, I'm going to replay it to confirm this for certain. But from first replay, both compared to each other, I believe I enjoyed Rebirth more than I enjoyed Remake, at least initially. I replayed Remake and I still really liked it. So I'm assuming I like both games a lot overall, but which one do I like more? I can't really tell you at the moment. But it was Rebirth. I gotta replay it to know that for certain, but I don't know. I'll let you know in a comment or something how I feel about when we finally see the end of it in part 3, and how I feel about every game individually and their full 3-pack that they're probably gonna try to sell to us once again after selling us the game a billion times. Skyrim moment, but yeah. Like, as someone who's played a bunch of different Final Fantasy stuff, overall, I like the game. I really like the more story context they add to Barrett's story in this game. It's really, really cool. And then you get to play as Sephiroth, I forgot as well, which was in the demo for this game initially. It just has like more prequel stuff. It goes into like stuff that happens in Crisis Core, but what's weird about that is it also like changes stuff that happens in Crisis Core, but it's like they're changing fate. It's very confusing. It's really hard to explain to no one, people who don't know what I'm talking about. But at this point in time, Cloud did not have the Buster Sword. Zack did. Zack is in this scenario in this game, what I'm playing right now. This happens in Crisis Core, and you play as Zack. So it's really weird that Cloud is a soldier here, and I'm assuming that's because they're changing fate. And Cloud in this like version, like this world line to like quote Steins Gate is this way, but I don't know because it gets, like I said, it's very confusing. And I think the game, well, not the game just froze, the remote play did, but you get what I'm saying. It's confusing. But basically, what I'm trying to say is even though the story and what they do with it is really weird, it's very interesting, and you can't deny that. It's very exciting to see where it goes. Now, not everyone feels that way. I literally had comments on the remake video about this. But overall, like I said, if I enjoy the game and it's fun for its own right, you can play each games as their own thing. This is not a replacement for the original game. It is a fundamentally different thing. And even the original creator, I forget his name at the moment, but he said this is how he originally envisioned the game to be, like in terms of the areas and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. I mean, if that's his original vision of what he wanted stuff to be, then I think that's pretty cool overall. But overall, like I said, like the story, the gameplay, the music is great. They finally released the soundtrack on all platforms recently instead of just being like purchasable on iTunes before. But yeah, overall, really liked the game. I enjoyed it a ton when it came out and stuff like that. And I will replay it to get a better overall picture of the story going into the third game because I'm going to need a recap of everything that happened since it's been a little while. But yeah, let me know what you think of this game, of remake, of the whole thing overall, and what's going on. But yeah, like I said, as a game by itself, judging it, it's a good game. It's a fun game. Great music, great gameplay, great story, all that stuff. So let me know what you think. And that's about all I have to say. And I will catch you in the next video. Goodbye for now.